All right, ladies and gentlemen, before I turn it over to the co-chair of the Committee for Dualis's International Committee, this is just a regular Zoom event. It is not a webinar as such. I would ask that as you're not participating in this meeting to make sure you keep your device on mute so that we can hear the presenters. We will, at the end of all the presentations, open up for questions. And if you have a question, you can just go into the chat function and ask that question. We believe we will be able to get through all of them. We can also open it up for dialogue at the end as well. On behalf of the Committee for Dulles and as its executive chair, and I apologize, I am so horrible about introducing myself. I am Scott York, the executive director of the Committee for Dulles, and now I would like to turn it over to the co-chair of the International Committee, Peter Lawton.
Okay, thank you, Scott. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining. We're very excited about this opportunity to host a wide variety of people here. And I would like to say, my name is Peter Lawton. I am the program manager for Travelers Aid at Washington Dulles International Airport. And I also serve as a member of the board of directors for Committee for Dulles and newly formed committee, which is the International Committee. I'm co-chairing that. And so this is a new initiative, and we're very excited about embracing the international aspect of Dulles International. And so I'd like to thank United Airlines and Kimberly Gibbs for joining us today. I'd like to thank MWA for building on new service, growing new service. I'd like to say thanks to Committee for Dulles Board of Directors for being willing to engage in new ideas and to grow our reach through fun and exciting events like this and accessible events like this. So this year we had the advent of new service to West Africa in May. That was to Accra, Ghana. And that service we see growing now. So in December, January timeframe, there will be a daily service. And we're very excited about the new service from United Airlines also to Lagos, Nigeria, which is slated to begin November 29th. So in this presentation today, what we hope to accomplish is primarily to grow the awareness of these services and the willingness of our community to facilitate two-way interactions and business and travel between the Washington, D.C. region, Accra, Ghana, and Lagos, Nigeria, and all destinations forward. So we should hear from a very diverse group of business professionals here, and we should be able to accommodate some questions and to have an engaging discussion here today. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce our first speaker, Kimberly Gibbs. Kimberly Gibbs is a communication professional with 15 years of experience in media relations, crisis management, strategic communications, employee engagement, and social media. She's a graduate of Hampton University with a degree in journalism and communications, and she has her MBA from Georgetown University. So without further ado, then welcome, Kimberly, and thank you for joining us.
It's good to be here. Thank you, Peter. As Peter mentioned, I do media relations for United Airlines, and one of the great parts of my job is to highlight the incredible service that United offers in our product offerings to customers, not only in the DC region, but beyond. And I'm really excited to share more during the discussion about our newest routes to West Africa and all that United has to offer and connecting people to the moments that matter most. So thank you.
Thank you, Kimberly. So I think people will be very curious to know some things about this service that you're engaging in, particularly with Ghana, because you have the experience already of several months. So who are the primary users of this route currently?
Yes, the primary users for our route to Accra right now are leisure travelers. Many people, friends and family, they're reconnecting with ones that they haven't seen since the start of the pandemic. And the fact that that leisure travel is booming to Accra right now shouldn't be surprising, because we have in this region the second largest population of Ghanaians in the US. So starting next month, as Peter mentioned, we're going to be increasing service to daily starting December 1st. And we're excited to increase that service and continue to reconnect family and friends. There's a video that I wanted to share that kind of talks about the excitement that we feel when we launch a new route, especially the route that we launched in May to Accra. And I'm gonna try to share my screen and play that video, so bear with me.
Today means a lot to me because I get to go back to Ghana and meet family. This will be the direct flight for us. So I'm very, very excited for United to start this flight. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon to you. Welcome to flight 996 with service to Accra, Ghana.
I'm most excited that United is flying directly back into West Africa.
In 2019, it was year of the return in Ghana, and unfortunately that was put on pause because of the COVID pandemic. With today's flight, passengers who are going home, who are doing just that, who are bringing mothers and children together to go back to their homes in Ghana, it's really special.
For those who come from Accra, Ghana, this is a big thing for them. It gives them the opportunity to go home non-stop.
My parents built a house in Accra. This new route means they have a much easier journey.
I'm excited to go to Ghana. That is home, and there's no place like home.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Kimberly, for sharing the video.
Yeah, we like to have a good time and also get flights out on time. But as I mentioned, leisure travelers predominantly is what we're seeing right now. But as business travel starts to rebound in 2022, we expect that to pick up.
Excellent. And do you anticipate similar user base, a similar type of travel with this new service to Lagos?
Yeah, we do expect some similarities, especially with the launch of Lagos. We expect the leisure traffic to be significant early on, but in 2022, as people return to the office and start having in-person meetings again, we do expect the Lagos service to have more business travelers on that route as well.
I see. And we're talking about two very different countries here. And one thing that has been a curiosity of mine, and I see one thing interesting that's happened in the recent past is that the soft power of Africa, in particular Ghana and Nigeria, is growing, and we see a lot more interest in music and culture coming from the West, interested in West African culture, music, cinema. And so what kind of, I believe that diaspora travel, you've mentioned families of Ghanaian Americans are using this service often, but what kind of leisure travel do you see either in either direction, headed towards Africa or headed towards the US?
Well, Ghana, they had the Return to Africa program, or outreach in 2019, and sadly that was interrupted with the pandemic. So we see a lot of folks reconnecting with that outreach and headed to Ghana to visit various areas. But the similarities we see are when folks are traveling, whether they're traveling from North America or from Africa, they are still trying to reconnect with their family and their friends. And so we've seen a lot of that playing out in our service to Accra and and how popular it's been among our leisure travelers.
Well, and just to give us a little bit of perspective on United Airlines engagement with the continent of Africa, can you share with us if United is doing any sort of partnerships, corporate social responsibility type of initiatives in Africa, or if there's any recent developments that might be interesting to folks?
Yeah, that's a really great question. Our mission at United is connecting people, uniting the world. And so when we are launching new routes or doing business in various countries, we look at how we can really connect with the communities there. And so last month, United's Dulles team partnered with our sister hub in Newark to do outreach to school children in Ghana. And so we were able to pack 100 backpacks with needed school supplies and deliver them to an orphanage as well as a school in Accra. And as we launch Legos, our community engagement team is really focused on looking for opportunities to give back. And if you bear with me, I have another video to show that kind of highlights the work that we did in Accra. Just one moment.
Beacon is a name that fits our group so well because we have been able to be just that. Our coworker Checo reached out to us to see if we were able to donate supplies to some organizations in Ghana that were in need.
So from there, we got to work along with many employees across the system, and Dulles was definitely instrumental in this. They did a backpack drive and were able to get hundreds of backpacks.
We were able to donate pencils, crayons, notebooks, pens, backpacks, sanitizer, and masks to an orphanage in Dabia named Potter's Village.
This is a very unique opportunity to get to come to Africa and give back, and I don't think, I'll never forget that.
I will absolutely never forget how united members of Beacon, our colleagues from our sister hub in Newark, and my amazing coworkers in Dulles came together without hesitation to make this idea an extremely impactful reality. I could not be more proud of our united community, and their selflessness and profound sense of community will not soon be forgotten.
United's mission is to connect people and unite the world. And we do that obviously with the flights that we have around the world, but just as important, we do this by giving back to the communities we serve globally.
Well, thank you for that. That was very nice. We love to see this kind of engagement, and it's wonderful to see, particularly the team at Dulles being so engaged in that type of initiative, and to hear from the station manager there, Eddie Gordon, in the video is very nice. So thank you for sharing that, Kimberly. If there's anything else you'd like to share, please now go ahead. I'd like to give you the opportunity to share any other message that you'd like.
Well, United is definitely focused on building out our service to Africa. And we talked about Accra. Lagos is coming up later this month. Earlier this year, we launched service to Cape Town and Joburg the year prior. So at Newark, sorry, Cape Town and Joburg are at Newark. And so we're really focused on growing our service in Africa, and we are working with various partners. We launched a new code share agreement with Airlink in Africa to provide service to our customers traveling through Southern Africa. So really that is in our focus, as well as connecting people and getting people back into traveling internationally as well.
That's great news, especially for anybody on the call who may travel throughout Africa on other, Star Alliance member networks. I think they can start to certainly see the benefits of that partnership. And so we're very grateful, Kimberly Gibbs and United Airlines, for joining this call, for sharing with us some of the exciting aspects of this new service. And so thank you very much for your time. So
Thank you.
Our next speaker will be Mr. Kingsley Obagi. And Kingsley is the Chief Operating Officer and founding partner of NIS Solutions, an information technology and program management services company headquartered in Sterling, Virginia. Kingsley he brings over 35 years of senior level experience in program management, strategic planning, systems engineering, as well as operations management. Prior to NIS, Kingsley was the vice president at Citicorp, where he was responsible for managing global network engineering. Kingsley has a wide variety of experience here. I cannot begin to read his entire bio here because we'd be here for a long time. So to bring us some business perspective from somebody who's doing business here in the Northern Virginia region and has deep connections to the topics at hand, we're welcoming Mr. Kingsley Obagi. Thank you, sir.
Kingsley, you need to unmute yourself.
Yes, I have to unmute myself, otherwise I'll be hearing myself only. Thank you, Peter, for that introduction. I'm going to take a different approach to my presentation. What I've done actually is have some slides that I want to share with the audience to give you a little bit wider perspective from a West Africa point of view. And when we talk about West Africa, basically we talk about ECOWAS. And let me try to share my screen here. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, let me try to get to the top of the presentation. Basically, when we talk again, like I said, when we talk about West Africa, from a business perspective, what comes to mind is really ECOWAS, which was established back in 1997 to promote economic cooperation and improve security among the 15 member nations. And of course, when you talk about promoting our economic cooperation, the objective was really internal, country to country business and business investment and trade. West Africa population is about 400 million people, approximately 31% of the continent of Africa. With West Africa has annual GDP of about $700 billion. Excuse me a second here. Okay, $700 billion. GDP per capita is about 2,000, a little bit low, but it's growing. And the 15 member countries are Benin, Burkina Faso, Cape Verde, Ghana, Guinea-Bissau, Ivory Coast, Liberia, Mali, Nigeria, Niger, as they call it, Senegal, Sierra Leone, and the Gambia and Togo. The largest economy, two largest economy in West Africa, really Nigeria and Ghana, and Nigeria having a population of about 206 million people and annual GDP of about 450 billion and GDP per capita of about 2,100. Nigeria is actually considered today the largest economy in the continent of Africa, not just in ECOWAS or West African region. Ghana itself has a population of 34 million, annual GDP of $73 billion, and GDP of about $2,300. Talk a little bit about the trade between the ECOWAS nations and the United States. As of 2019, there's a two-way trade totaling about $14 billion between United States and West Africa. Goods exported to West Africa from the United States totaled about 4.8 billion, and goods that are imported to the United States from West Africa is about $9.3 billion. So we have a trade deficit of about 4.5 billion. One would say, why is all of that? Actually, a lot of the import from the West African region, as we will see later on the following slides, is really raw materials, rubber, cocoa, petroleum product, crude oil. And so really it's not finished product. So you can see why that deficit. Top export to West African market. The biggest market in Africa for West Africa for US exports, mainly to Nigeria, where we have about 2.2 billion. Ghana, 860 million, Togo, 482, Cote d'Ivoire, 320, and Benin, 250. So these are really the top countries in West Africa where the US is doing business today. The exports are really mainly in vehicle parts, minerals, machinery, cereal, and plastics. Import from West Africa, again, coming from Ghana, Nigeria, Liberia, Liberia with the rubber, Nigeria with the petroleum products, the crude oil, Ghana with some mineral being imported from Ghana, and Senegal with a lot of the agricultural nuts and agricultural products. Specifically with Virginia, imports from West African nations to Virginia total about 770 million. Imports from West African countries. And top of the imports are from Liberia with the rubber, Cote d'Ivoire, and Nigeria. Again, like I mentioned, most of the imports in rubber, fruits, nuts, seeds, and grains, and top export being from rubber, fruits, nuts, crude oil, seeds, and grain that are coming from West Africa. And I will not, let's not forget cocoa is big coming from Ghana, as well as Ivory Coast. Okay, areas of what I try to do here is really share with the audience some of the areas of potential increase in bilateral relationship between West Africa and the United States. Where some opportunities do lie is in the area of alternative manufacturing. And one would say, what is that? As we have seen with the COVID-19, the supply chain, depending on the Asia market, seem to be an issue that one has to consider. Where is the market where alternative manufacturing can be done? Things like sneakers, clothing, and so on. I think Africa provides a absolute alternative to Asia, particularly China. Agriculture. The agriculture is actually booming in West African region, and whoever or companies that are interested in exploring the agricultural sector, West Africa does provide an excellent opportunity. Food processing, lumber, broadband internet. Internet penetration is still very low. Mobile phones have been growing. Penetration into the continent and into the region is skyrocketing on a yearly basis. Banking, there's opportunity for banking reform that's going on with the Africa Continental Free Trade Area Agreement that collapses the entire continent into a single market, with West Africa being a major part of that growth. So there's a tremendous opportunity to really explore banking in West Africa for those who want to really look into relationship and investment. Rubber processing, as I mentioned before, Liberia seems to be a major source of rubber import to the United States. There's an opportunity for companies who want to go there and establish rubber processing, adding some value to the product instead of just shipping the raw material. So there's tremendous opportunity and gains to be realized from setting up a factory to manufacture rubber products. Pharmaceutical, as we've seen with COVID-19, the need for vaccine. So West Africa is in need of pharmaceutical companies that will come in and set up manufacturing of vaccines and other medicines for local consumption. Aerospace and defense, security and safety, energy and mining, healthcare, industrial machines, IT, consulting, education, building technology, particularly in the area of modular housing. We've seen what modular housing has done in the United States. There are people really yearning for a low-cost housing in Africa, and we think modular housing is really a great opportunity for the region. Key development areas. Again, I mentioned the Africa Continental Free Trade Area, collapsing the entire continent into from 55 different markets to a single market. So it provides opportunity for investors, manufacturers who can go in to the continent, particularly West Africa. If you can set up manufacturing, you have the entire continent of 1.2 billion people that you can supply your goods and services. Again, just recently, Forbes magazine named Ghana #1 country to do business in the world. That's huge. Recently, Nigeria introduced the e-Naira, which is electronic currency, kind of trying to stay away from the physical physical Naira, which is the local currency, and transforming it into electronic e-Naira that will enable people to do business from anywhere in the world, as long as you have the e-Naira account. So this is also a major development for the continent. I envision that other countries are really going to follow the lead of Nigeria in this area. Again, United Airlines, Dulles, direct flight from Dulles to Accra and Lagos is a major game changer, not just for leisure traveling, but also to facilitate economic growth and business in terms of investment and trade between West African region and the United States, particularly Virginia. So I think that's what I have. I'm open for questions.
Thank you very much, sir. That was very informative, and I think many of us came here to learn, and you've provided that platform for us. So I do have a question regarding the alternative manufacturing discussion that you were bringing up. In what type of manufacturing do you think Ghana or Nigeria particularly is well primed for?
I would say things like clothing, particularly things like electronic bikes can easily be manufactured there and distributed within not just the West African countries, but also other African countries, as well as importing to outside Africa itself. There are so many things that need to be done. Plastic materials. Again, we talked about rubber processing. Rubber is taken out of the country and processed from Ghana, from Liberia to other parts of the world, particularly United States. So we can actually set up some manufacturing of rubber products, latex gloves, and other products that can be used and imported outside the continent and the region.
Excellent. Well, thank you. And we really appreciate your time and expertise and sharing some of that with us. If anybody has questions, you can type them into chat. I do believe, in the interest of time, we should move to our next panelist. Robert Mccaller, thank you, Mr. Obagi. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Bob Mccaller is, he serves as the International Business Development Manager for Lawton Economic Development. Bob works to promote the department's services throughout the international business community and acts as a resource for the county and Commonwealth of Virginia to attract, grow, and maintain international business in Loudoun County. Bob's been a resident of Loudoun for almost 20 years, licensed attorney with 25 years of executive business development and legal experience. And in addition to all of this, Bob also serves on the International Committee for CFD. So we're very grateful, Bob, for your time and look forward to hearing what you have.
All right, Peter, thank you very much. Hello, everyone. It's very nice to see all of you here. And we have an introductory video, but Scott, before you start that, let me just say how timely this is for me personally. Kimberly made reference to leisure travel. Next week, I leave for leisure travel to Africa. It's not to Nigeria or Ghana, but I'm going to Cape Town, South Africa, Victoria Falls, Zimbabwe, and Masai Mara in Kenya, where I'm told the Maasai people are very fond of the color red in their clothing. So I will be bringing my custom-made Loudoun County necktie with me to show to the Maasai people when I'm there. I'm really looking forward to this. And I am leaving out of Washington Dulles Airport. So Scott, is the video ready to go?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's show a little introductory video here about Loudoun County, Virginia.
Loudoun is a fantastic place to build a global business.
Loudoun is a great place to live, work, and play.
There's a lot to love about Loudoun County. It's a terrific place to establish a business.
Loudoun is a very business-friendly environment. We can get anywhere in the world from Dulles Airport. We have leading education. Our proximity to the metro area of Washington, D.C., and then up the East Coast to Baltimore, and then to Philly and to New York, and then attracts people both regionally and from around the world to come live here because of its appeal to families.
One of the things I really love about Loudoun County is it has rural parts and then urban parts.
Quality of life is great here. It's fresh air. There's biking, mountains, the wineries, almost like a California scene.
So in summary, Loudoun County offers the easy access to power, temperate environment, terrific workforce to draw from, and of course connectivity, which is second to none.
If folks want to hang their hat in the high-tech domain, Loudoun County offers a lot.
Our success has been directly attributed to being here in Loudoun County.
Loudoun County turned out to be a fantastic location and hub to build a global business.
If we could go anywhere, we would still pick Loudoun County, not only for our business, but for our family.
This county has been spectacular for us.
All right, thanks, Scott. For people joining overseas, if you're wondering why are we looking at Loudoun County when we're talking about the airport, the Washington Dulles International Airport is here in Loudoun County. And without the airport being here, I certainly wouldn't have a job in international business development. I can assure you of that. It's very integral to what we do here. In the interest of time, I'll go through these slides fairly fast. Scott, is it convenient to pull those slides up?
Bob, I apologize. I don't recall getting the slides.
All right, it was part of that digideck, but that's okay. I'll just speak to it, and I'll be brief, Peter, because I'm sure you're looking at the clock right now. So Loudoun County, Virginia is very special. It's outside Washington, D.C. We've already talked about the importance of the international airport to Loudoun County. What you should know about us is that we're home of the internet. America Online, where I worked in the 1990s, brought the internet into everyone's homes. And WorldCom, it was called at the time, it's Verizon today, brought it into the government by providing backbone to every government agency I know of. They're 1 mile apart right here in Loudoun County. So the internet, for all practical purposes, started right here, resulting us being home of more data centers than anywhere in the entire world. When you hit enter on your keyboard, you probably are having that traffic go through one of our data centers right here in Loudoun County. The international airport is especially important for us because when I started this job years ago, I went around to the different international companies and I asked, what made you pick Loudoun County? And among the many reasons they chose, every single one of them talked about the importance of having an international airport. And I mean every single one of them, from the Germans to the French to the UK, you name it. They all said the same thing. So I am really happy to be promoting our new flights to Ghana and Nigeria. I just wish we had a nonstop to Cape Town, South Africa, but okay, I can keep hoping, I guess. But I could talk forever, but I know we're kind of pressed for time. So if anybody has any questions, I put my email in the chat box or send me an information or a question in the chat box, and I'm more than happy to answer. And I thank Peter and Scott for giving me the opportunity to present today.
Thank you, Bob. We really appreciate your time and your work for the committee as well. And you're absolutely right. Dulles is a major driver for this area, and the better Dulles does, and United as our hub carrier, the better we all do. So I think we're all happy to be here talking about this subject particularly because it's good news, and we all need good news in these days. So I'd like to move forward, and we have our next speaker, Wale Adeosun. He is the founder, CEO, and Chief Investment Officer of Karamo Capital Management, an SEC registered investment management firm with offices in New York City, Lagos, and Nairobi. Karamo Capital is the general partner of the $500 million Karamo Africa Opportunity Funds. Karamo Capital is the leading multi-asset class investor in sub-Saharan Africa and has direct and indirect investments in over 100 companies in 20 sub-Saharan Africa countries in power, telecoms, financial services, and consumer sectors. Mr. Adeosun has a deep experience, has served in many high roles, including the former chairman of the Investment Advisory Committee of $200 billion New York State Common Retirement Fund, and having served on an advisory council on doing business in Africa under President Barack Obama. So, Mr. Adeosun, we are very grateful for your time, and we very much look forward to hearing some of your perspective on these subjects at hand.
Yeah, listen, you are on mute.
He's on the call, but he's muted now. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for that kind introduction, and thanks for the invitation. My name again is Wale Adeosun. I'm with Karamo Capital. Karamo Capital is an investment management shop that we started about 10 years ago, primarily raising capital from U.S. endowments, foundations, and corporations to invest solely in sub-Saharan Africa. We have 3 offices. I'm here in Lagos, Nigeria. the west coast of Africa, and then we're also in Nairobi, Kenya, and then we run our operations out of our New York office. We are about to experience what we call our investor conference, which we host every year. Unfortunately, because of last year, COVID last year, we couldn't host it. So we're excited that our investors are coming down, and some of them are coming down on the new United Airlines flight from Dallas to Lagos. So which is great for us. In terms of investment opportunities here in sub-Saharan Africa, I mean, I think 4 areas are very exciting to us right now. And those areas include financial services, particularly fintech opportunities and technology-enabled investments. We're excited about what we're seeing on the ground in terms of agribusiness. Power is a big opportunity on the ground for us because we have a challenge in power, and so being able to provide independent power in our urban areas and even in our rural areas are all very, very critical. A fourth area, obviously, is healthcare. And I think the situation with the pandemic the last couple of years has exacerbated the need to have adequate, well-funded, and available healthcare on the ground. At Kotoka Capital, we're making our first investment into a healthcare investment that has the potential to be one of the largest hospital chains with a hub and spoke approach on the ground. We are curious, obviously, about food security, which is why I mentioned agribusiness earlier. And so we've made a couple of investments in some farms, and then also making investments along the value chain of the agribusiness opportunities. We're actually excited that some of the opportunities actually provide us a hedge against currency devaluation as well. The area that's seeing a lot of interest from US investors right now is our financial services sector and the fintech space. We're seeing a good number of our young local startups being accepted into the accelerators in the US, the likes of the Y Combinators, and then coming back out and raising funds successfully while working on the ground here in Nigeria and in Kenya. So in spite of, obviously the challenges we have with the infrastructure, in spite of the challenges we have with the government on some issues around security, there's still a lot of excitement on the ground. And there's a lot of excitement in identifying really profitable opportunities for US investors to come and explore. And it's very timely that the new flights from Dallas is happening now. I think this is a great time to buy Nigeria. And this is a great time for West Africa as well. So we're excited to be here on the ground. We're excited to at least share a little bit of what we know about investment opportunities here in Nigeria, and we think a lot more US investors will continue looking this way. Thank you.
Thank you. If I may ask one question.
Sure.
Is there any particular area, for instance, I've read in Lagos that there is a high-tech region. Is there any particular area within Nigeria that you would say is a high-tech and well-suited towards, I mean, because Northern Virginia here where we are, as Bob explained, we're really the home to the internet, and there's a great deal of tech innovation happening in this region, particularly around security issues and others. But is there any particular regions of Nigeria which would be well aligned to this region?
Yeah, absolutely. It's interesting you asked that question because some of our investors that are coming down, we're taking them into that area. So there's an area of Lagos called Yaba, and then Yaba has a tech hub. It has the College of Technology, and then it has the University of Lagos. So that's become a big tech hub in Nigeria. And a lot of the fintech companies are located there. And a few of these companies, I might add, have become unicorns in less than 5 years. We have the likes of Flutterwave, Paystack, InterSwitch. So yeah, so we do have a tech hub here in Lagos, and it's called Yaba.
That's fantastic. Well, thank you, sir. We really appreciate your time there, and like to hear about these subjects. We're learning today. So we do have one more addition to the program, and we would love to hear from.
We're going to hear from Beth Erickson, who is president and CEO of Visit Lawton. I've had the opportunity to travel parts of the world with her and others in seeking opportunities for tourism and business development between Loudoun County and in particular Korea and China. For those who may not know, I served as the former chairman of the Loudoun County Board of Supervisors, and I have a hard time of getting out of the role of all Loudoun, even though this organization is a regional organization. But I'm grateful she could join us this morning. And let me just start off, Beth, by answering a question you posed to me at the very beginning when you jumped on. What is the purpose of this, and what do we hope to gain? Well, Beth, as you know, I'm about partnerships, and with our role as promoters of both economic development in and around the airport, but we're about the growth of Dulles International Airport. And we are hoping through the International Committee that we can work with folks around the world to find partnerships between our part of the world here and with other parts around the world. Not only is that, I think, good for humanity when we get to know each other and work with each other, but obviously from the economy, it is good if we can put people in airplanes, put people through our airports, and put people in our hotels at both ends. And so with that, Beth, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you so much for that warm introduction, Scott. And it's always lovely to ever talk about Loudoun County, especially in terms of an international destination. And just to add a little bit of context, one of the things that I think is important when we talk about partnerships, and that was really well teed up, is the partnership that Visit Loudoun has with Virginia Tourism Corporation, Washington, D.C., the Capital Region USA, which are all efforts that are focused on bringing international visitors through Dulles Airport. And we see that there have been incredibly successful promotions, those partnerships, the development of the product that really helps to increase lift from a leisure standpoint. And Kimberly really explained that, I think, really very, very well. And one of the best examples that I can point to is looking at the data specifically about Ghana and Washington Dulles through 2019. So that was the year of the return, which was looking at the 400th anniversary of the first enslaved Africans landing in Virginia. So when you talk about the power of really taking a look at elevating a moment in time and really making sure that people understand the importance and the gravity of the matter, but also how to engage and to understand about different cultures and where you came from, or to be able to understand more about the overall context of what makes us Americans. I think that's a really important part of that. And so from 2018 to 2019, MWA was kind enough to share some data, and they saw a 13% increase in leisure passenger traffic from 2018 to 2019. And then in the first quarter of 2020, They saw 6% year-over-year growth. So they knew that there was demand and that you're seeing that growth increasing. And I think that what was important is recognizing it was going on both sides, from here to Ghana and from Ghana to here. And then, of course, the pandemic hit at the end of that first quarter of 2020. But what they are seeing are some promising results. They're at about 75% of where they would have been in the past. And I think that that is overall what they're seeing in trends from Dulles Airport, about 35% off. And please don't quote me on that. But we are seeing the return of travel, and international just reopened. Brand USA really worked very hard with United and all of our destinations to talk about the importance of the international visitor to our economy. So anything we can do to help draw international visitors to Loudoun County makes me an extraordinarily happy person. So anything we can do to help, we are here at your disposal. We know that we've got a great product, we've got a great story, and more importantly, we have demand. So it is my pleasure to be with you today, and I look forward to many fruitful discussions from here on out. So thank you so much for allowing me to jump in and share a little bit of insight.
Excellent.
Thank you, Beth. Can we, we do have some excitement here, which is that we're going to do a giveaway. So United Airlines was kind enough to provide us with some United Club passes and a platinum level upgrade. But before we do that, I just want to give the opportunity and make sure if we have Mr. Tokunbo Fagbemi on the call there, and if not, that's okay. I don't see anybody coming off of mute, but if they're okay, that's all right. Questions. Is there anybody who would like to share a question?
I have a question and statement for Beth Erickson and Wale, if I may. Beth and I, like Scott and Beth, have traveled quite a bit, and she shared with me before COVID anyway, that tourism in Loudoun, both international and domestic, was almost $2 billion a year to our economy. That is major for a county. Beth, do I have that number right? It was close to $2 billion.
You do. It was, and we were projecting to hit $2 billion in 2020. And so Loudoun County was the third highest revenue generator for the Commonwealth of Virginia. We generated more tourism revenue than Virginia Beach, than Williamsburg. A lot of that comes from that Northern Virginia proximity. And when we talk about the importance of business travel, and a lot of what we've been talking about today really does help to drive those numbers. But Loudoun is has tremendous variety in terms of its destination, everything from the tech on the east to DC's wine country in the west. And so it is certainly an exciting destination that is growing by leaps and bounds. And I will say that one of the comments that just went in the chat box regarding Loudoun County is becoming more diverse. And I agree with that. And one of the things that I will share, and perhaps Scott will be able to share it out as well, which are some of the promotional videos that we have provided for leisure travel to really understand what Loudoun County looks like now. And I think more importantly, what we offer as a visitor destination. So I'm happy to share that, and I'll work with Scott to make sure that gets out with everybody.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. I'm in the IT capital of really the East Coast, more data centers than anywhere in the world. And 20 minutes that way, I'm in beautiful wine country, mountains, countryside. It's really a very diverse economy here. And then Wale, just a question for you. Almost 20 years ago, I was in Lagos, Nigeria for a trade show for Wi-Fi and satellite. And it was held on the island right off the coast of Lagos, Nigeria, where I was one of the speakers on a panel. And I was wondering, since you're in Lagos, Nigeria, were you there at that trade show? Maybe Wale is no longer with us. I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't look, so I don't want to waste everybody's time, but
that's all right. I do think the island you're talking about is the same that he mentioned, Yaba.
Well, that's what I was wondering. Okay, so that's that area. That's because it was a huge IT trade show, is massive.
family time here. Yaba is actually it's in the mainland. It's not in the island.
Kingsley, we're having a hard time hearing you,
Okay, so can you hear me now?
just barely.
Sorry, I don't know why. There might be something with my machine, but maybe I speak a little louder.
Yeah, it's a little bit.
Yeah, Yaba actually is in the mainland of Lagos. So if you were in the island, most of the actions like conferences and events happens in the Victoria Island area of Lagos. It must be Victoria Island. And that's where they have the facilities to accommodate huge conferences and events.
Oh, okay.
Two participants raised hands.
Anybody else have a question? Oh, I'm sorry.
Magdalene.
Magdalene,
And Dominic
you're on
also.
mute. There you go.
Hi, good morning to all. I'm Magdalene Johnson Obagi, and my question is to Kimberly. I'm the chair of the Smithsonian National Museum of African Art, and we are always looking for partners because I keep hearing partners this morning. As a matter of fact, I'm so excited about the flight that's going to be going to Lagos, because that's the route for some of us who travel a lot to Africa. We're going through United to Brussels and then on points on. But one of the things I think United should be aware of, there's a 2-week span in Lagos where you have Fashion Week, you have ArtX, and then you have the African Film Festival. As you all know, now with and the Smithsonian, the National Museum of African Art partnered with them this year, and it was a very good turnout, and we're looking forward to doing it again next year. This is the 6th year for ArtX. It has become well known throughout the world, and we at the African Art Museum would love to talk to United about that, because we're looking to make this a Smithsonian trip on a yearly basis. And with this direct flight from Washington Dulles, I mean, it makes it a whole lot better and more attractive for people, because we who travel to Africa, we know it can be almost a 2-day haul. And this would really, really lessen the burden of travel to Africa. So I really, Kimberly, would like to talk to you about that. And if you can put some light on it. As a matter of fact, next year, the National Museum of African Art is going to open up an exhibition based around the whole Nollywood movie industry. And it's going to be up for a year. And this should be opening up in February, which is Black History Month. And I think it's something that United would be interested in talking about.
Thank you for that. We're very excited about our new route that starts November 29th, and I'm glad that customers like yourself will be traveling on that. Happy to connect you with our global community engagement group. I know we've had meetings with the museum in the past before the pandemic, but of course, with everything's happening during COVID, some of our partnerships we had to pause on. So very, very excited to chat with you about that.
All right. Dominic, I think you had your hand up.
Yeah, good morning. I'm Dominic Ejepon. I'm from Ghana, so I was excited here in Ghana a lot. I don't think I saw anybody from Ghana on this call. So I'm an engineer, and I've been building most of the data centers that in Lawton County. I'm now in Prince William County working on more data centers. But my question is more directed towards Robert and maybe Beth. How are you? Do you guys have any plans of introducing some of your data center partners to Ghana? I know Nigerians are gonna talk about, but I was focused more of Ghana, where if we could make Accra the same data center capital of West Africa or even Africa, just like Loudoun County is now the data center of the world. Is there any talk of that? I know Kimberly was talking about leisure. Yeah, we do a lot of back and forth traveling, but what about, I believe that if we could get more data centers being Accra and maybe Lagos, then the business travel will increase, not just leisure. Is there any talk? Have you been looking at that? Is there any talk somewhere?
There's been talk about cooperation with data centers with Ghana. I have not been in those meetings. Our executive director, Buddy Reiser, handles the data center connection for our department. But I know various people from Ghana have been in our office, and then on a separate issue, Kingsley and a couple people were in our office. We talked about Ghana and doing business with Ghana. But in order for the data center business, you have to have the fiber, you have to have the power, and you have to have the water to cool off the equipment. I believe that Accra has all those things, so there's really no reason you guys shouldn't be a real power and data centers.
Yeah, for me, I want to chime in a little bit. I think data center build out into West Africa and to the continent in general is something that's really overdue. As Robert mentioned, you have to have the fiber optics, which is really there right now. Every country has the intercontinental fiber optic cable that's already dropped in each of the capital, if not more, of each of those countries. The power, obviously, the water is all there. But there has been, we were on some recent discussions with Loudoun County in terms of relationships, sister city relationships with Loudoun County. We actually had a snag, which I think the county really have to find a way to get over it. And that snag is really had to do with the LGBTQ issues. And I think if we have to foster business between the continent and the region and the United States, there are certain issues, political issues that have to be somehow mitigated or somehow be on the back burner. And that's one of the issues that the LGBTQ issue is going to be an issue that will continue to hinder relationship if that is an issue that Loudoun County has to bring to the forefront. As
Kingsley, you're kind of coming in and out.
Okay. Did you hear what I said?
Yeah, just barely.
Okay. What I'm saying is that the issue of the LGBTQ issue was a major snag for us in developing a sister city relationship between Accra and Loudoun County. And I think that issue somehow, Loudoun County has to find a way to soften up a little bit if it's looking to build relationship between Loudoun County and cities in Africa.
Okay, thank you for that. And let me just say here why we do have two representatives for Loudoun County, one from the Department of Economic Development, and then with Visit Loudoun. Our organization is actually regional. We do have a lot of membership from our folks over in Fairfax County as well. Are there any other questions? Beth, you're on mute. There you go.
Thank you. Yeah, I just had a quick one. I love the idea of the film festival and talking about art as a driver. So one of the things that, if it gets down to further discussions, would love to help be a part of the conversation. We have Salamander Resort in Loudoun County, and this upcoming year will be celebrating their 10th anniversary of the Salamander Film Festival, or the Middleburg Film Festival, which is huge. They have a big focus on international, and I think that this could be a really nice fit. The other thing that they did this year for the first time, probably just a couple of months ago, in August, was the family reunion, where they focused on Black and brown chefs, bringing in chefs from all over the world. And I know United was a key sponsor with Virginia Tourism Corporation on helping to facilitate that. So I'm going to put my information in the chat box, and if I can ever be of any service, would be happy to help provide any insight that I may. But thank you for that idea. I think it's a great one.
Any other questions? All right, Peter, did you have anything you wanted to say before we go into the drawing?
Just a final thanks. Thank you to everyone who asked the question. Thank you to our panelists. We're very grateful for the time that you've spent with us today. And so that's it. On behalf of Committee for Dulles and this new international committee, we're very excited for new events and to continue in this vein. So thank you all for coming. And Scott's going to do the giveaway. So don't go away just yet.
Yeah, don't go away just yet. Let me also add my thanks to everybody for participating this morning. It was great hearing all this, and my head is just kind of going in circles, just thinking about all the possible opportunities that are there for us. One, to get to know each other. Second, to work with each other and prosper together. As Peter mentioned earlier, United was very gracious in giving us 2 pair of United Club passes, and then 1 a single year platinum level United card membership upgrade. And so unfortunately, it is very hard to do drawings over the internet. This is the second one we're doing, so I'm going to do it completely different than how we did this last year, an event that we had. So Beth, I need you to pick a number, and this is how I'm doing it. Everybody that registered is on this sheet. So here's all the names, here's the number. So Beth, if you can give me a number between 1 and 32, that would be great.
Certainly, I'm happy to do that. Scott, can you let me know what my number is, though, just out of curiosity?
I will let you know after we're done.
Oh, darn it. Okay. I am going to go with 32.
All right. Robert Schott, he was on here. Is he still on?
And I say we draw again.
He is not. No, you have to be present because
yes,
that's just the rules. All right, try again, Beth.
25.
25. And Nicholas Erickson.
Is it?
No, not here. Okay, another number, Beth.
16.
That person I don't think is on here either.
I am not having luck. How about number 5?
Yeah, nope. She's no longer on here.
We lost. We should have done it first.
Yeah, this was actually Joe Thornburg. Okay.
29.
Kimberly.
She can't win that.
She can't win that.
Can't win that.
She already gets all that for free anyway as a member of the United team. I'll tell you what, one more number, and if it doesn't work, then you get to win it. How's that? So this is for a club pass.
It's for 2.
Love that. All right. Number 30.
Wow.
All right. So well, he wins it.
Yeah.
And so I know he is well, you're currently in Africa, aren't you?
Yeah, Wale has won the 2 club passes.
Okay, so that's one set. We'll get those to him.
I'm here, right here in Lagos.
All right.
We will get
Yeah.
those to you.
Yeah.
So
Excellent.
even if I have to travel on United with a gift from United to deliver them in person, I
would be happy to hand deliver them.
That's partnership.
Absolutely.
All right.
Now we have one more set of United Club passes, and this time, hey, Georgia, Miss Graves, if I could get you on to give us a number. Georgia, you're on mute. There you go.
Hello, everyone. Incredible presentations by everyone. So excited to see this happening, and it'll flourish and grow, and you'll see a lot of business come out of it. You've got a lot of great players in this session today. Number 3.
Number 3. Nope, he's not on. That was actually Mr. Akpinar.
How about 13?
13, Robert Miles. Miley's. Nope.
All right, number 9.
Number 9.
Yeah.
Are you trying to?
Uchenna Obagi.
Uchenna Obagi? I don't.
She was on.
She was on.
She was on. Okay.
All right, how about 17?
Nikki Morgan? Nope.
How about 5?
Gabriel Hidalgo.
I am here, and
All
thank
right.
you so much.
All right, excellent. Now,
Gabriel, send us your email address so we can we have it in there already, right?
I have your email address,
Okay.
and so I will make contact to firm that up. So that was, I'm sorry, I'm making quick notes here.
It's in the interest of time, let's do it so that whatever the next number picked, if they're not there, we'll go down the list and whoever's next on the list.
Right, all right. So the last is the single year United Platinum card membership upgrade. And Georgia, another number.
Okay, how about 20?
20, Ronald McDuffie, not on, I don't think.
He was on earlier. Oh, he's on. It's Ron
Are
McDuffie.
you?
He's on?
Oh, he's right there in the middle.
Oh, yes, he is. Ron.
Hello.
All right, you're the winner of the upgrade for a United Platinum level, and I will send the information to you.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Thank
Enjoy
you.
the program.
Thank you.
Absolutely great. All right, that concludes that, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you all for being on the call with us today. As mentioned earlier, the International Committee is kind of a new beast for us here at the Committee for DOLAS. And I'm delighted that we were able to come up with this program. We particularly want to thank United for helping us with this event today and all the other participants on the call. If you're interested in wanting to follow along with what we do and you're not a member of the Committee for DOLAS, just let us know and we will make sure that you're on the committee email list. If you want to learn more about the Committee for DOLAS, please visit us at committeefordolas.org. And you're always invited to join our organization. And with that, thank you. And we hope that you all have a fantastic day. Oh, and last thing, we did record this. And once I'm done with the editing, we will post it on YouTube and I will send you all the link to it if you wish to view it. With that, thank you. Have a good day.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.